Welcome to another useful video. Today is a super exciting day because we have the Lemfo Lem 10 in the studio for a full review. To start, we're going to cover the specifications of the smartwatch. And the first thing that you'll notice is that it sports a large 1.88-inch display with a resolution of 320 by 360. It is an IPS display. It also supports a 4G LTE network as well as 2G and 3G networks. It comes with a variety of specific watch faces made specifically for the Lemfo Lem 10. Additionally, the watch sports a heart rate monitor, a 700 milliamp hour battery, GPS and navigation via Google Maps, and a 5 megapixel front camera that can be used to take selfies and also make video calls. With so many great features built into the smartwatch, what's our take on the styling, design, and feel of quality? Well, the watch is obviously a blatant copy of the Apple Watch, so the design is actually pretty nice, and it really does a good job of incorporating all of the buttons and features into a compact package. However, the feeling of quality is just not there. The plastic on the back doesn't feel great. The buttons don't have a very nice tactile feel to them, especially the top button, because even though it spins, that doesn't do anything. You can just press it in, and it doesn't give you that nice firm feeling that you're looking for in a nice button. Overall though, I do like the way the watch looks in your hand. The right side of the watch will have the power button on the bottom, the other selector on the top, followed by the microphone. The camera will be at the top of the screen there. And then on the left side of the watch, you'll have the speaker port opening, as well as the SIM card slot with the cover that uses 2 screws to hold it in. On the back of the watch, you'll have the heart rate monitor, the charging pins, and also you'll notice that it's a 24 millimeter strap for the smartwatch. So overall, the watch does look good, but I do have my reservations about the quality, just because even from the initial opening and unboxing, I didn't really get a good sense that this is a device that's going to be built to last. With the display being such an integral part of a smartwatch, how does this 1.88-inch display stack up against other smartwatches we've reviewed in the past? Well, I can tell you that the display isn't that great, unfortunately. The colors in my eyes seem to be a little bit washed out, and the resolution really isn't that great either. In my opinion, other watches like the Cospet Optimus Pro have a much better display than this watch. I do like the fact that the display is square and larger than your average display. However, if it's not a good quality display, I would rather stick with a round AMOLED display. The menu system on the Lemfo Lem 10 is based off of a full version of Android 7.1. This isn't Wear OS, which means that you have access to all of the apps on the App Store, and you can fully customize the layout and the settings to your liking. The menu system is set up like the Apple Watch menu system, or you can have basic squares that show you the different options for apps that you have. The squares are very basic and don't look great, so I recommend sticking with the Apple Watch layout that they have. You have full access to the sports tracking features as well as any other apps you want to download. So it is a very nice feature to have, and it can replace your cell phone. Since this is not a round-faced Android smartwatch, Lemfo has provided the user with a lot of different specific Lem 10 watch faces. And a lot of them are nice. They use like high contrast pictures of landscapes or backgrounds or even animals. And my personal favorite is the Apple Watch layout, just because I feel like it shows you the most amount of information. A lot of the watch faces that Lemfo provides for you are very basic, and they just show the date and the time. Whereas the Apple Watch face style really gives you a lot more information and allows you to access the music player as well as the heart rate monitor. You can also download more apps from the watch face store. However, they're designed for round-faced smartwatches, so they don't really completely fill the screen once you have it installed and you decide to use it on this particular smartwatch. However, it is nice that you do have the option of downloading more smartwatches. There's a lot of Christmas themes, there's a lot of FIFA themes, and there's also a lot of other smartwatch faces that you can get on the other types of Android 7.1 smartwatches out there. With a large display and a 700 milliamp hour battery, you might be wondering how battery life is like. Well, I can tell you that if you leave the watch on the performance mode and you're a heavy user, in 3 hours you can basically get down to 30% battery. And so a lot of that has to do with the screen power and using other things within the Android operating system. If you're looking to replace your smartphone with this Lemfo Lem 10, then it should be able to take good quality pictures and video. And as you can see, the pictures are a little bit washed out, they don't have good dynamic range, they're not super clear, and the focus is not great either. And another thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is the top part of the pictures are all blurry. And you might be wondering why. Well, that's because Lemfo installs a screen protector that covers part of the camera, but doesn't cover the camera completely. Therefore, the top part of all of these pictures are blurry because it's the edge of the screen protector. And so that's one thing you guys need to be mindful of, is do you leave the screen protector off and then, be at risk for getting scratches on the screen, or do you leave it on and have pictures that look not great and also have the top part of them be blurry? So that's one thing to consider, and coming up is a video sample with audio recording. This is a video sample of the Lemfo Lem 10 smartwatch. This video is testing out the quality of the image, the sound quality, the recording quality, the smoothness of playback, as well as the overall fidelity of the sound and the quality of the video. Again, this is being taken with the Lemfo Lem 10 smartwatch. The smartwatch has 32 gigs of storage and 3 gigs of RAM. Lemfo Lem 10. So now that we have a good idea of the image quality and the video playback quality, can you hook up your Bluetooth headphones to the smartwatch? And the answer to that question is yes. Yes, you can. You can even connect more than one Bluetooth device at one time. Here you can see that I have both my keyboard and the headphones connected to the Lemfo Lem 10. Using the keyboard makes it a lot easier to type quickly and really improves the typing accuracy for the smartwatch. Additionally, Bluetooth headphones pair up perfectly and they work great. You can take and make calls from them. You can listen to music playback from them, from the Lem 10, and it's very easy to get it connected to the Bluetooth. I didn't have any issues in that regard either. And this is a quick example of me typing using my Bluetooth keyboard. You can see that it's connected to the Lemfo Lem 10 perfectly, and it really helps getting to different websites faster because you can type using the keyboard, and it really improves the accuracy and makes things a lot easier. If the Lemfo Lem 10 is to be a direct replacement for your cell phone, then it should make and take calls perfectly. And again, I had no problem doing that with the Lemfo Lem 10. I had a full 4 bars inside my house of 4G LTE connectivity, and here's a sample from a phone call.
Thank you for calling Simple Mobile.
Para español, marca 2.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. To re-up your service, say 1.
1.
To add a line. To pay using a credit or debit card, say 1.
1.
If you already... Okay, let's pay your account.
Great, so it can take and make calls very nicely. Well, how does the speaker sound that's on the side of the watch? First up, you'll see a YouTube video followed by a YouTube music video. Hello and welcome to another useful video. Today's a very exciting day because we have the Cosmet Optimus Pro in the studio for a full review. So let's start off with the specifications. This watch is running Android 7.1.1 with an MTK6739 processor, a 1.39-inch AMOLED display, an 800 milliamp hour battery, a 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage, along with the IP67 certification. As for the styling of the watch, it's kind of an evolution from the previous Cospet Hope 4G. It still has the ceramic bezel. This is a test of the audio recording on the Lemfo Lem 10 Android smartwatch. This test will measure the audio recording fidelity and the playback through the speaker on the smartwatch. Again, this is the test of the Lemfo Lem 10 smartwatch.
This is a test of the audio recording on the Lemfo Lem 10 Android smartwatch. This test will measure the audio recording fidelity and the playback through the speaker on the smartwatch. Again, this is the test of the Lemfo Lem 10 smartwatch.
Well, the speaker sounds pretty good, but how's the data connection? Well, I've done a test with the 4G and the Wi-Fi to show you guys what speeds I was getting. As it turns out, I was getting pretty good speed with the 4G LTE connection, around 1.4 to 1.5 megabits. And with the Wi-Fi connection, I was getting around 50 megabits, which is pretty great. So you might be wondering what my final verdict is on this watch. While I feel that it does have some shortcomings, it is a pretty good smartwatch overall. The navigation works pretty well, it's got a good speaker, the screen is larger than average, and you have the option of getting a 1 gig 16 gigabyte combo or a 3 gig 32 gigabyte combo, depending on what your needs are, and I think that's pretty great. Also, it's really nice that it has a full version of Android 7.1, so you can really download and use all the apps that you want to. Overall, I think the fit and finish could be better, but it's a reasonably priced smartwatch that does a job pretty well. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have a wonderful day.